Good morning. How is everybody doing today? Give me a sec just till I sort this out. So, just over a day till there's a squad of us, I don't quite know what the numbers are like now, are going to do a 3-day fast, or certainly attempt to do a 3-day fast. And maybe some are just going to do 1 day, some are going to do 2, some are going to do the full 3 days. So really, it's up to you. And yes, there's a lot of varying factors, your health, your medications, that are all going to influence the decisions that you're making. Because what we have to really remember, the most important thing that you have to absolutely know is the body heals itself. It doesn't need any help from us. It made itself with the innate intelligence. And I don't know what your beliefs are, where you believe that intelligence came from, but it's very, very intelligent. And all you need to do, it's the same as the breath work, we're like that, just shut up and breathe. With this, we're talking about just stop eating for a few days. And if you've never done this before, it maybe feels very daunting. So what? We'll talk you through that. And maybe you're saying, but what about this? What about that? What about the next thing? And what about my work? And the mind will be coming up with loads of reasons why you cannot do it. Trust me, as somebody who's been a nutritionist for a long, long time, I know what it's like when it comes to food. We don't talk about it a lot, but arguably, that is where an awful lot of our addictions lie. And even if you're in an addiction recovery program, very often we default straight to food and the comfort of food, because it is comforting and it's lovely to eat. We all know that. So let's not lie here. Let's understand we all love eating. It's only 3 days. There's nothing to worry about at all. The worst that can happen is that you decide that you're not quite ready. You'll do 24 hours with us. And then the next time, it's really powerful to just start off and say, right, I'll do 24 hours. And then you can see where you're at in terms of your mindset. Because trust me, it starts and finishes in here. And we're going to talk about that. Let's just go over a little bit of what I talked about yesterday in terms of if you're taking medications, definitely ask somebody in the know or ping me a message about the meds you're on. For the 3 days, this is the way I do it. This is what I recommend, is that you just have, if you can, possibly spring water, because it's already full of minerals. If you're distilling the water, day 2, you can add a bit of your salt if you want, if you feel that's right for you. What we're talking about at Heal Scotland is that your body, which is different from mine and everybody else that's doing the fast, knows what it needs. So what you need to do is look at all the information and tune in and do what's right for you, not from a place of fear, like not as an excuse not to do it, but from a place of like, okay, that resonates with me. Now, somebody asked, can you do it in your period? Now, I would say, yes, I would do that, because that's when the body's dumping. But if you are very depleted at your period anyway, then maybe you would want to wait until it was over. So you have to make that decision, what's right for you. Maybe you would start with your electrolytes and a bit of salt or a bit of salt for the 3 days. It's only 3 days. That innate intelligence that is your body knows exactly what to do. It doesn't need any help from you. It needs you to get out the way and stop filling it with crap, disrespecting it, unconscious eating, which we all do, and I'm absolutely as guilty as anybody else. When you get that feeling of hunger, you're just like, eat it away. So let's talk about the lead in, what you eat in the way in onto the fast and what you eat in the way out. And trust me, again, I've done it without any preparation. I've just decided, right, I'm fasting. And sometimes I get headachy, sometimes I feel brilliant, sometimes I feel a bit sluggish and sleepy. I've had the whole gamut of things that can happen. Understand your detox symptoms can be, you may or may not get them, headache, fatigue, achy joints, flu-like symptoms, especially if you've got candida, you get what we call a die-off, and the die-off can make you feel worse than you felt before. So you really need to understand the body can still heal all of that itself. On the physical level, you're going to have so many benefits. As soon as you start to burn fat, when you go into ketosis, when you go into autophagy, then which is just self-eating, the body starts to do its own repair. And that's where we want to be. And I use a device called the Keto Mojo because I like to do the ketogenic diet as well, and I like to know that I'm burning fat because it's stored energy, and that's often where a lot of the toxins are. Obviously not just isolated there, but often they are. So we want to get rid of all the crap, and you take the food out and let the body do the rest. So that's kind of on the physical level. Lots of things start to happen. Stem cell improvement, insulin improvement, hormone balance, all of these things, unless you're type 1, which is a different, I would not recommend you do this if you're type 1, not without help from an expert or a really deep understanding of what you are doing. Type 2, this is a no-brainer for, because it's the food that spikes and troughs the blood sugar, and that's when we get the energy dips, ups and downs. So yeah, type 2, absolutely fine. Again, what do you work at? You need to use your own brain here. If you start to get lightheaded, etc., and if you're required to really focus and you've never fasted before, make sure that you've got a bit of space or time to go, I need to sit down for a minute, drink some warm water, drink some cold water. I can't tell you. I don't know what your personal circumstances are, and this is a community thing. So we're not doing one-to-one consultations with everyone. This is you taking responsibility for your health, which is ultimately what we all have to do. Are you drawn to this? Clearly, if you're on this, you probably are. So you're now like, right, okay, what? I'm drawn to this. I understand fasting. The body heals itself. I understand when I take food out, I give my body back 80% of its daily energy. I understand when I take the food out, that the body is going to have the time and the energy and the space to do all the healing by itself, right? You don't need to do anything. And this is my big gripe with the current medical model. It's like, we fix you. No, that's what we need to turn that in its head. The body fixes itself, but you have to be involved. You have to stop eating. You have to just put water in. I talked about the quality of water yesterday. If you can get spring water, you're going to have lots of minerals in there. And in Scotland, hopefully you can access it. But if you can't, it's not a problem. If you've got a distiller, use distilled water for the first day and then add your minerals day 2 and 3 if you feel you need to. If you've got tap water, you can do that too. Don't let these details stop you from doing it, right? See, if we're waiting for everything to be perfect, we'd never do anything. So just get on with it. Batman Jelly, when he wrote the book, The Body's Many Cries for Waters, he just used the water that came out the taps and to rehydrate people's bodies and to clean. It's like we shower the outside of our body, right? Why are we not showering the inside? Don't put anything in it. No wee bit of juice, no wee bit of herbal tea, nothing. The body just can recognize that water. It can, all the internal organs get a rest from us. They start to restore, repair, and heal through the night when the body's going through the clock, the circadian rhythm. All the organs are getting the opportunity without a whole load of processed, undigestible food in there, trying to, like, putting far too much washing into your washing machine. It's just like, no, let it just spin with one little item in there, water. So this is really, really key. The body heals itself. It knows what to do. Your mind will come in and go, but can I do this? Can I do that? Can I have this? Can I have that? That's why I stopped being a nutritionist. It drove me insane. Black and white water fast is water, right? The body, if you get great quality water, for 3 days you'll be fine. You start going into longer ones that can require. And also, one really important thing is, why are you doing it? So if you're doing it to lose weight, if you're doing it to heal, if you're doing it for spiritual connection, if you're doing it for mental clarity, your in and out will be slightly different. So it's a good time to maybe today or tonight write down, why am I doing this? What do I want to gain from this? And we all need to learn what this magnificent energy system actually is, and really dropping into the face. We don't need any pharmaceutical products to stay alive. Trust me. That if you believe you do, then you do. But right now we're like that. This water fast, just give the body the space and the time and the energy to drop into that place of autophagy. And we're learning tons of stuff about the mitochondria, about the basically how the craniosacral fluid flushes the brain, and the draining of the lymphatics. So the big six. So I'm going to be talking you through things like that we can do in order to ensure the success. Because here's the thing, you can do this. 100% you can do it. But you might not want to, but you're going to do it anywhere. You're going to see. But 100%, let me guarantee you can do this. Like I said yesterday, if you've had internal organs, digestive internal organs removed, let me know and I'll give you a bit of guidance. But here what the guidance will be. First of all, start with your 24 hours and see how you feel. And then after that, just add on an hour and an hour and an hour. And you decide, okay, now I have to eat. So let's get back to what do we eat before and what do we eat after. And again, there's a range of different opinions and ideas on this, right? Because there is absolutely no one size fits all. And it also depends on what it is you're trying to do. So for example, if it was weight loss and you're wanting to get into ketosis, you will be in ketosis by the end of 3 days. You might even be in ketosis at the end of 2. When you get a chart and you read it, it'll say, this time this will happen, and at this time this will happen. That's a guideline, right? We're all different, and trust me, I've measured this over and over again, and sometimes I get surprised. I'm like, I thought it'd been deeper to ketosis than that, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm in ketosis, I didn't realize that I was. So when you're trying to figure out why you're doing all these things, so if you can't see the live, why is that, I wonder? It's on my page. Give me 2 ticks. So what you would eat in the way in and the way out, and also depends on your belief systems around food. If you're a vegan or a vegetarian, obviously it's going to be very different than if you're a carnivore or if you're keto. Maybe it was a bit slow in coming on. I'm just seeing everybody coming on now. So, and what do you eat normally? Do you eat a lot of junk? You know, if you do eat a lot of junk, don't let that put you off. If you know, I need to clean up my diet. It's basically, it's the cravings, and we'll talk about that, how the cravings, the microbiome is driving this. I need this, I want this. It's a feeling, right? These are feelings, and what we normally do is we like to put the feelings away with food, with alcohol, with whatever we use, shopping, distraction. So once you understand, right, okay, I'm actually in charge of this thing. I can change all of this, how it's functioning. So that's the power within me. Now, whether I choose to do that or not is completely up to me. And this is going to be the fun we're doing it with so many different people. We'll keep each other going, right? Because let's not lie, you are going to feel hungry, but you're not starving. There's most of us here could live quite a few weeks without food. Let's be honest. Can you take pain meds? That's a very good question. Only if the pain really, really requires it. I wouldn't. You become a little bit like, actually, this body's very precious. I don't want to put anything in it. But if your pain is bad and it's going to distract you and bring you down, then obviously just take it. It's not the end of the world. But ideally, this fasting will help. Well, it will help decrease your pain. Why have you got pain? I mean, that would be the other question I would ask. If you've broken your leg, then maybe. If it's chronic fibromyalgia type pain, arthritis type pain, or back pain, then the chances are the fast is going to reduce it quite dramatically. And I'll talk to you about other ways to do that as well. So what do you normally eat? And if you crave, if you're a sugar addict, if you're a carbohydrate, processed carb addict, fasting's a brilliant way to kick your cravings right up the backside, right? Because it changes the microbiome instantly. As soon as you stop eating, you stop feeding the problem. And as soon as you stop feeding the problem, the body gets the space and the time. And the other thing I will say is if you feel great on day 3 and you think I could carry on, because that happens a lot in my retreats. So, and I'm actually thinking I'm going to turn one into a 5-day one, because 3 days, once you've done it a few times, you know you can do it. It's not the same challenge. Whereas 5 days, my longest one was 10 days. So 5 days becomes like, the longer you can do it, the more repair, restoration you're going to see, and the more healing you're going to see. So there's a lot of things to try and cover here in this video. So if you've got a vegetarian diet or a vegan diet and you're eating a lot of carbohydrate, which is what a lot of vegans and vegetarians do, then you want to, and it's fine if it's good quality carbs, because there are really good quality carbs. But what we know for hormone balance is, for most of us right now, with the level of insulin resistance in this mental planet, is we need more fats and more proteins. And that can be trickier if you're a vegetarian, although you can supplement with MCT oil and coconut oil and macadamia nut oil. Macadamia is a really power nut as well. But I'm not really here to go into the details of all that. So, but that's what you're thinking. Understand your macros. Google it. My pain is bad when I fast. Yeah, I'll come to that in a second. Juliana, back pain. Let me just finish this about the food and then I'll come to the pain thing. So, whatever you're eating, you want to clean it up primarily so that you're going to all this bother, right? And you're probably a lot of willpower to not eat for 3 days. You want to give the body the best possible chance. And you do that by cleaning the diet up so that you don't suffer as much during the fast. Now, trust me, sometimes you don't suffer at all. I did one in Skye in March, 3 days, and I ran the whole retreat and we were jumping about in ice and we had a brilliant time. I've never seen such a transformation in people in my life, and I've done a lot of retreats. It was like, and it only was 4 days, the retreat. So I was like, wow, what you can achieve in 4 days. Now, don't get me wrong, we were breathing, and we'll hopefully be doing that at Kenny's place on Thursday night, just before we break the fast. Breathing in this state is biblical, spiritual. Wow, it's amazing. So message Kenny and get booked in on Thursday night if you're not already booked in. And tomorrow from 12, he's doing the contrast bathing. So he's got the sauna there. Saunas. If I was in the government, there'd be saunas all over Scotland. It is an absolute no-brainer for your health, your heart health, for the flow of blood through your arteries, etc., and just for the flow of energy. So you're coming into the, maybe say you're trying to, brain tumours, for example, ketogenic. So you want to get the carbs. Sometimes you have to get the carbs way, way down. I have maybe cutting them out completely, like the carnivore diet. Or you can go to paleo. But as I say, this is not really what I'm on this for. I just want to give you an overview. And then coming out, because here's what happens is you feel quite pious and righteous about the cleanliness of your insides. You don't really want to trash it. And maybe if you're doing it for weight loss, if you're doing it for more serious health issues, you really, really want to slowly drip the calories back in. And I just use calories in terms of energy. So bone broth is a great way. Now, let me give you a rule of thumb in terms of what veggies are best if you want to continue losing weight. The veggies that grow under the ground, which is all the great veggies just now, are more starchy. So you'd want to cut them out or cut them down. And the veggies that grow above the ground have less starch, so they're better for weight loss. Or you can stay in the ketogenic state by having protein. You can have scrambled eggs, you can have yogurt, hydrate your nuts and seeds well, or get them in the NutriBullet and make yourself a nice compote of protein, fat, add a little bit of MCT oil. Boom, you've got this beautiful, almost like sweet dish that will keep your blood sugar balanced and will keep you in ketosis. Now, when you've got two types of petrol you can use to run your body: glucose and fat. Ketones, glucose and ketones, right? So most of us are burning glucose and we're never touching the fat stores. So because we're just eating food that keeps us going. Maybe you'll store a little bit more fat, blah, blah, blah. Here's something you need to know if you want to lose fat and toxins. Your carbohydrate bite point is critical to understand. So if you're putting in 22% carbohydrate and your bite point's 21%, you're not going to get a result. So you need to know where your carbohydrate bite point is. And the way I do it is with the Keto Mojo, so I can see clearly what is affecting my blood sugar. That Libra thing you can stick in your arm is brilliant as well, because that you've got an app in your phone and you can see quite clearly, especially when you get to a certain age, especially if you're diagnosed type 2, or if you've got chronic fatigue and you want to know what your blood sugar's doing. It's key, simple to measure, what test that you can start to go, right, that food's not working for me. Because what happens as we age and as we get sicker, our insulin resistance goes up or down depending on what way you want to look at it. We can eat less and less carbs to maintain our weight. So you need to know what that bite point is and get your proteins up and get your fats up. And that's how you're going to stay in ketosis and burn more fat and burn more toxins. It's quite simple. You're either over here not burning it or you're over here burning it. And that's why the ketogenic diet is getting so much hype, because you can eat and still get the benefits of fasting, right? So again, if you've got health issues, you might need a bit of guidance for that. Not from me, but I'm sure you know somebody that can help you. We'll be doing a lot of training about this up at the Health Hub. So let's go to pain. A very important point that Nicholas pointed out there. My pain is bad and it gets worse with fasting. Now, here's what can happen. It's called Herring's Law. And the healing will start. So say you got sick like this. Then when you're healing, you'll go through all the old stages again. Now, this happened to me one fast I did in Malta. It was a 5-day fast me and my pal did. And I believe the reason I suffered's a bit too strong of a word, lying at the pool with my duvet over me in the sunshine, was because I had the sun as well, right? So I went into a full-on detox. And the scar where I'd been sterilised got really painful. My teeth. But I knew what was happening. I knew I was healing in reverse order and I was going through the old things again, which is literally what happens. And again, not always. And what I would have done in that situation, I was flying back to the UK and I had to get myself back into state, so I had to start eating again. But it's really powerful to, if you live in the sun and you're listening to this, know that your detox will be way more powerful. The sun is the most powerful detoxer. Every detox protocol is mimicking what we can get from the sun. So that's why I think I had a slightly, I'm saying it was unpleasant rather than suffering. So that can happen, Nicola. The pain will get worse before it gets better. And that's the thing, and that's why slowing the detox down can be helpful. You know, I'm a bit of like, just go, like, feel the headache, feel the pain, get the liver pack on, da-da-da. I'm doing a webinar tomorrow night within our community, and it's going to be all about parasites and fungus candida and how I manage my levels of fungus in my body and parasitics and fatigue, etc. Because I've suffered from that my whole life, and it's a constant management, trust me. So that addresses that pain. And there's things you can do. A hot water bottle, how simple, put some heat on it, get in a sauna, put a liver pack on. I've got a far infrared pack as well that I can put on any pain. Breathe. So we'll be doing this over the next few days. We'll be coming away with ideas for you on how to manage it. But what is anybody got any other questions? If you're in severe pain, yes, of course, take a painkiller. But just, we're going to put some clear intentions into this EFT. I want you to really start not just believing, knowing how powerful you are. The incredible healing that happens when we shut up and when we stop putting food into the body. Lorraine, I got it from someone that sent it on their fast page, but not from Janet. Yeah. I don't know what it's saying here that it's on the Heal Scotland page. I don't know. It's telling me I'm live. Anyway, so if anybody's got any questions, please ping them in the box now when I'm here and I can answer them for you in real time. How will you sleep? How will you feel through the day? As I say, I mean, I'm 65 and I ran a retreat and I was fine. I mean, I was a bit like, I did one up in Barmolloch last year. And I definitely was a bit lightheaded, but I enjoy that because I love it. I know the healing that's happening. I find all these symptoms like, and you get this euphoria. Natalie, how much water should we drink? That's a really good question. Really, mostly you're going to be drinking water to help put away the feelings of hunger. And you can drink hot water as well, obviously. I wouldn't really recommend drinking more than 2 litres a day. I personally wouldn't even drink that because I'd be up peeing all night. But yeah, and there's also dry fasting as well, which we'll talk about again. Kenny and I were talking about it this morning. We'll look at bringing in a 24-hour dry fast, which is again another one up to just give the body the time and the space. And so it's not a daft question. Drink it whenever you want, basically. And also I would just say, give yourself this 3 days and say, I'm going to all this bother. Let me add in a few nice things, some meditation, some breath work, some mindfulness, some qigong, some gentle things. Some people can run. Some people get so much energy. My pal Stuart, he goes up and runs, he's older than me. He runs his dental practice. So we're all different. Some people are just like, but here, get your big girl and boy pants on and stop being a big baby. So I keep saying, of course you can do it. Of course you can. Get that. It's free. It's powerful. It works. There's solid data. Google it. Watch all the videos you want if you want all the science. It is absolutely possible. It's this that will keep telling you, maybe what about this, but what about that? What if I feel this? What? You need to get your big girl and boy pants on. What do you do if you're struggling? As I have not done anything like this. Right. That's a good question, Juliana. What are you actually struggling with? And I'm about to show you what you do. Everything is about what we believe and are we listening to the stories in our head, right? Now, I'm not going to lie to you and say this is a walk in the park, but I will tell you, 98% of people that have fasted with me have all said it was much easier than I thought it was going to be. About 50% say I could carry on. So that's the reality of the people that come and do it and are very nervous and think, I've no energy to do anything. No, actually, when you go into ketosis, you can have extra energy. Let me talk quickly before we go on to do some EFT on the spiritual connection. There's lots of religions, and I'm not religious before anybody piles on. I'm spiritual. It's different. I think that religion is hijacked by humans and it's all about control. But within, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. These fasting practices that are through all these spiritual protocols and religions were there for a reason. There's a very, very powerful reason. If you want to connect, when I did the 10-day fast, I saw orbs. It was a remarkable feeling of lightness and love and euphoria. And I'll tell you this, it's the most empowering thing I have ever done is fasting. I did a 7-day fast as well, a juice fast, which is probably easier. The water's a wee bit more challenging, but even with juice, you're absolutely still hungry. I love food. It's my comforter. How do I stop thinking about it? Well, you don't stop thinking about it. But here's the thing, right? It's a great one, Anya, as well. Food. You're going to want to eat food, but what you're doing is your body is ruining and ruling your life right now. You're functioning from the past, all the habits, all the cravings, all it's a wee treat, all the bullshit stories that we've given ourselves. And from tomorrow at 1 o'clock, what you're going to do is say, I'm taking my power back from all the bullshit, from all the thoughts, which will come, let me assure you, so don't deny them. We'll just eat some, oh, I don't feel well, oh, this is dangerous. There'll be plenty of that going, oh, you need to be careful. Do you? Aye. Listen, the body is designed to fast, not to be crammed full of processed food. If you are struggling and you're like, right, okay, I need to learn more about this, I need to do more letting go, I need to get more control over my mind, life's hard enough right now, often that's the time to do it. Try it, just start and see how you get on. And so what if you cave? Then you're like that, oh, right, okay, my body is still controlling me. And you can start to prepare for a future where you control your body. Failure is not an option, that you're overriding all the programming, all the stories, all the concepts, all other people's points of view, all of that. And you're going, I'm the boss here. I am taking full control of these reins and my health, because I don't know if you've looked out there at how many people are sick. I don't know if you've been in a hospital recently and seen the level of dis-ease in our country. This is actually not even an option, really. You have to learn how to fast. Why? Because it's free. And imagine that becomes food shortages, or that you have to share your food that you really want to eat with your kids or your grandkids or anything like that. You can do that. We can function on a quarter of the food that we eat. I love eating too. Trust me, I love eating. Wow, I think I could do anything. Juliana, you're absolutely right. And you can. And this is the thing. I know, I've seen it. I've been fasting for 30 years. I know people can do it. Sometimes people want to come in the retreats. That's not possible for everybody. I get that. But you can do it. And then it's when I'm feeding the kids. See, when you realise I can put that down in front of the kids, I am not going to put anything in here until Friday at 1 o'clock. Simple as that. The decision is made. And I might have to go for a walk. I might have to scream and shout. I might have to go into the forest and breathe. I might have to do something. I might have to phone somebody, get into the community and say, I want to eat. I might start fantasizing, which can be funny, right? Fantasizing about what you're going to eat and how you're going to break the fast. Your taste buds will start to change as well. So it is absolutely all in your hands. And this is what I do all day, every day, is try to convince people how powerful they are and how much power we have given away to other humans that have not got a clue what the body even is. Not a clue. So, and I'm just like that going, this is an intelligent energy system, innate intelligence that has been programmed. And it doesn't matter whether it was meant or not. I don't think it cares. They did it to us. It doesn't matter. We participated. We played the role. Now we're remembering. Now we're waking up and going, oh, imagine. I was in a chairlift going up the mountain in Canada. And this couple, I said, oh, I'm living out here for the season. And this couple said, oh, what about your health insurance? I was looking going, what are you on about? What hospital would you go to? I was like, well, unless I was in a car crash or a broken leg, I'll not be going to hospital. What? But isn't it interesting how we've just actually thought, we need these drugs to stay alive, we need the hospitals. No, yeah, by all means, imagine we all take control of our health and the hospitals can just be for the people that actually need surgery and help from whatever. And all the autoimmune stuff that they can't fix anyway, we go, oh, don't worry, we'll just fix it. We'll fast together. We'll love together. We'll dance together. We'll love together. what Scotland's wild medicine is within all of our reach, and it's free. But see, what you have to do is grow the fuck up. Sorry for swearing, but it really gets me mad. I know how powerful you are. I know how powerful the body is. I know the innate intelligence. I know all that when we can shut off the mind, when we can shut the mouth, when we can stop listening to gossip and crap, and we can just go back into it, and we get a love tuner out. Open the heart. I have got the evidence that this opens your heart. Open your heart and let that energy flow through you and all around you, because that's where the healing is, in that toroidal field. And I'll talk about that in another one. So what I'm going to do, finishing off, is let me pop into the box what you think your problem's going to be. What is your problem going to be? Why would you ever consider that you would fail doing this? Now, if you started to feel unwell, and that did happen to one of my friends, because she had had her gallbladder removed. So you have to be mindful of these things, right? You're intelligent. You don't need me or any other expert to tell you. Just go, oh, right, okay, I need to address this. And if you have got any real concerns, I'm not about bullshit, ping me a message. I'm absolutely happy to talk you through anything as to how it works. So, why? Or maybe you're a sugar addict. Maybe it's coffee. Maybe it's wine. Maybe it's what? We need modern medicine as well. Without it, I wouldn't be walking upright. Yeah, maybe that's obviously true for you, Kevin. So yeah, what do you think would stop you from succeeding in this fast? Sugar, carbohydrates, wine, bread. Yes, Lorraine. Let's talk about that as well. Being underweight. What's the other? Bread and wine are two biggies, actually. Sugar, carbohydrates, cravings, energy levels. I mean, that's a real one if you're at work, because depending on what your job is, that you need to have your energy. And if you're not used to fasting, and if you're a fainter, some people can faint. That's the reality. You have to understand, you know your body, you know what you're like. If you start to feel like that, you just eat. It's not rocket science. You can put food in at any time. Have something, maybe a bit of fruit or some bone broth ready, so that if you weren't feeling well, you can put that into the body. So let's tap round. Or maybe you feel that you don't have the willpower. Maybe you've got fear. Maybe you're scared of your body. Maybe you don't fully understand how incredible it actually is. And maybe you've got a diagnosis or a prognosis or something that's not helpful, that's got you in this state of fear, because an awful lot of people are stuck in fight or flight. And that is possibly one of the worst things for your health, because you're continuously putting adrenaline and cortisol into the bloodstream. So if you want to pop anything in the box, what's the best bone broth? I would just make my own. Personally, I make my own bone broth, but there's organic ones online that you can get. I was getting them from my brother. I can't quite remember. I'll put the link in when I find it, because I ordered it. I think you can get it in a lot of, dare I say, supermarkets as well now. I'm saying it's quite expensive, but see, when it's good, it's it was the organic butchery I was getting it from. I'll put this in. It's super handy, and obviously if you don't have time, or if you don't make soup, I mean, I'm living soup, then that's the one that I was using. I'll just put it in there. Make it easy for yourself. Be organised. If you're not organised, that's when you're likely to fail. So make sure that come Friday, you've got really nice, delicious, healthy, real food to break your fast with, right? And the reason I keep saying about caffeine coming out then is because of the headache. You can get, if you drink a lot, especially real coffee, or even instant. Some people have drunk 10 cups of instant coffee a day. You can get a terrible headache if you stop. So, and what I would say is, if black coffee allows you complete the fast. It's still better than not completing the fast. So just use your own innate intelligence. And again, I'll be doing videos with you. So just chat with me. Even although I have a little bit of fear, resistance, what else? I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to do this. I don't really have the confidence. I've never done anything like this before. But even although I've been having all these thoughts and feelings about my ability to succeed in a 3-day fast, keep tapping and keep breathing. I deeply and completely love, trust, and accept myself. Even although I'm a little bit concerned about how I'm going to feel. Am I going to have enough energy? Am I going to be able to resist eating? What about if I'm feeding other people in the house? What if I cheat? What happens then? Can I keep going, or will I just fall off the wagon? But even although I'm having all these thoughts and feelings, I deeply and completely love, trust, and accept myself. Even although I'm a bit worried, I'm a bit concerned. What if I don't feel well? What if I start crying? What if I've got cravings? What if I'm making up stories? Is my body intelligent enough? But even although I'm listening to my mind and I'm believing some of the stories, I'm really looking for a wee excuse not to do it. I deeply and completely love, trust, and accept myself. And even although I have to give up bread, wine, sugar, coffee, processed carbs, crisps for 3 whole days, 72 hours, I deeply and completely love, trust, and accept myself. And I'm now open to letting go of all the stories, all the reasons and excuses my mind's coming up with. I'm releasing all resistance, and I'm letting go of all the claptrap. And I am excited about the healing process about to take place. I'm letting go of all fear, all resistance, and I'm deepening my intuition and my understanding around healing through fasting. I am excited to have more clarity. I'm excited to be free from digestive issues. I am so happy to be so empowered and connected to Source, Divine, whatever you want to be connected to. I have the power to release negative habits, old programs, and any limiting belief around me and my inner power, my free will, and my ability to override the old programs that keep me stuck in the past and in the old ways. Keep tapping, keep going with me. I allow my heart to open, and I allow the toroidal field of energy to flow through me and all around me, harmonizing, rebalancing, healing, and remembering who I am. I am a powerful, vibrating mass of energy. And I am healing. I am connecting. I am tuning in to unconditional love. Deep breath. Ooh, I'm totally buzzing with that. So you can, I'm going to be doing some videos to help you through any cravings, use the group, like the 12-step program, ask for help. Just talk, honestly, the hunger or the mind stuff will only last a few minutes. Breathe, tap, just let it, you are the power here. It's believing that you're not powerful that makes you go, oh, somebody else needs to do, oh, I couldn't do it. You can. You absolutely can. You're so, so powerful. And it's just, we're just reframing and remembering and awakening to the power within. And that can really piss some people off, which is great. You don't need anybody, because the other thing, let me talk about what heals when you fast on the emotional side, on the fascia, the PTSD, all of this. The body can heal all of that, all of it. Without an expert, and I'm not saying that there's brilliant experts out there that can guide you, of course there is. But if you don't have money and time, know that your body can do it anyway. There's tons of brilliant stuff on YouTube for you to really dive into and get the help. So when over the next Monday to Friday, let's face it, Tuesday to Friday, it's easy peasy. Imagine that somebody said, right, we're doing a 40-day fast, and then they said, actually, we've changed it to 3 days. You'd be like, yes, that's a walk in the park compared to 40. Obviously it is. So it's how you frame it, how you listen to that voice in your head that will 100% try to keep you stuck in the past where you're nice and safe. You know that? No, actually, it's the Truman Show. We're breaking the wallpaper down. We're like, there's a whole big, amazing world of healing to be had simply by fasting. Intermittent fasting is the most powerful protocol I've ever taught people. Way above any nutrient-dense diet, I'll tell you that. The time that you eat is equally, if not even more important than what you eat. And then you start working on this 528 frequency vibration. We'll do a wee bit of love tuning with that. You can tune in even if you don't have a love tuner. And we just absolutely amplify that quantum energy for everybody in this group to benefit from the wonderful, wonderful frequencies of 528, an unconditional loving frequency, which will send a message through the DNA into the fascia, into the field. The heart opens and your field just flows uninhibited. That's when we heal. You don't need anyone. You don't need anything. Simply. But we do need to practice so that we get really, 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 really good at it. Anyway, that's enough for me, I think, for a day. I'll do another live. I'm not sure what time tomorrow. It depends on my schedule right now. And I will absolutely be right behind you, cheering you on. Again, you know, I've been doing this for a long time. I've seen how it affects people, and we have to do it regularly because we're living in this crazy, crazy, crazy world, and we're sicker than we've ever been. We've got more drugs than we've ever been, and we're sicker than we've ever been. Do the sums. The body is where it's at. The innate intelligence, the higher power, is where we can garner that and amplify it with other humans, other like-minded humans that really understand and know that we are one. So, yeah, let's message Kenny if you want to be in the group chat tomorrow at 1 o'clock. If you're in Glasgow and if you're off tomorrow, get down to the Polar Bear Club. It opens at 12. Sauna, 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 sauna. Get yourself to a sauna if you can. I've got a sauna blanket, so I'll be lying in there, visualizing. And that's what we'll do in tomorrow's. We will visualize ourselves well, feel the ecosystem that we are rebalancing and harmonizing, and see yourself as that energetic, vital, amazing human that you are. I can see it already. You guys need to see it though. So thank you for joining. Please, as you know, help spread the word. Join our community. Tell everybody about the community. The mission is on. The health trajectory has been turned. Join in this community 72 fast. You're part of it. This is all we have to do. It's so exciting to see all this happening. I've got more exciting news for you that'll be coming up next week. So huge, huge love, and have a great one. See you tomorrow.